Happy New Year. We're going to begin in Genesis chapter 1. What's your favorite thing about nature? Have you ever paused to admire maybe a breathtaking sunset, or maybe you felt the cool breeze on your face during a hot summer evening? You see, nature's beauty, and it surrounds us all the time, daily reminding us of something greater. Genesis 1 takes us back to where it all began. It shows us a God who is powerful, he's creative, and he's intentional. You see, the very first words of the Bible set the stage. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. When we think about those words, we recognize that God is powerful. You see, the Hebrew word for created used here is bara, which means to create. This word places an emphasis on God's unmatched power. You see, he didn't need tools. He didn't need raw materials. He didn't need helpers. He simply spoke, and the universe obeyed. And then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. Genesis 1:3. I want you to imagine the universe in complete darkness. And then at God's command, light exploded into existence. The stars scattered across the sky and planets, they began to spin. And Earth found its place in the solar system. You see, all of this was because God spoke his word and he created. You see, his voice still holds that same power today. You should look around. Maybe in the summer you see the ocean waves crashing against the shore. Maybe you take a trip and you see the mountain peaks and they touch the sky. Or maybe you see a flower and you see how it was so intricately designed by God with intention and beauty. You see, the diversity of creation, it reflects God's limitless imagination. But I want you to think, his most personal creation is humanity. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, it says, "So God created man in his own image. He created him in the image of God. He created them male and female." You see, out of all of creation, only humans were made in the image of God. And we're capable of thinking, creating, loving, and forming relationships with other people. Why does this matter for us today? You see, the same God who orchestrated and created the galaxies is still at work in your life today. His creative power, it didn't stop after the sixth day of creation and he just simply take a rest and stop. No, it continues and it shapes your story right now. The beauty of creation is a daily reminder that God is present, he is active, and he is still creating beauty in the middle of chaos. Today I want you to take a moment and I want you to reflect on something in nature. Something that amazes you, something that catches your eye, or maybe a towering tree, or maybe it's the colors on a butterfly, or maybe tonight you'll go look at the stars scattered all across the sky. And I want that to remind you of God's power and his care. You see, if he crafted the world with such precision and beauty, how much more is he at work in your life? I want you to think about that. If God did all of those things, how much more is he involved in your life? He is still writing your story. And you may find yourself right now in a season of chaos. Or maybe it seems like the pieces of life just don't seem to mix. Or maybe right now you're experiencing the joy of this season. Here's what I want you to know. God is still alive and he's still at work. and He's still creating, and He is still writing your story. So when you see the wonders of nature, let that be your cue to be reminded that God is powerful and that He is loving. And you should say, thank you. Thank you, God, for creating me with intention and purpose. I trust that you are still creating good things in my life. Let that be your prayer today.